Champions of Wind and Fire. This is from ID Venture, who's made a game that we really were excited about and then didn't do so well, called Cryptic Nature. This one here is about a dragon tournament, and it's based on a mechanism that a lot of people like called I Split, You Choose. Here's how it works. In this game, you're playing either a basic game or an advanced game. I'm going to talk about the elements that are similar in both of these. We'll talk a little bit more about the advanced game at the end. But in a round, players are going to roll these dice, and one player is the first player, and that person's going to split the dice up in different sections. Maybe they do this. And then the person to their left is going to draft a group of dice, and you keep going until it gets back to the start player, and they'll have two to pick from. Now, when you take these dice, you're going to be worrying about your board over here. If you take a color on these dice, you can take a disc of that color and put it in the row that matches that color. If you you can take that gem off your board and put that on the spot there. If you take a die that shows a black crystal on it, well, that's not very good. You'll get black crystals up here, and if you get two black crystals, you have to put one of them on one of the pieces of your dragon, which will make it weaker. And if you ever have to take a color, and let's say, for example, you have the yellow ones filled here, and you decide to take another yellow one, there's no spot to take it, then you'll take a black crystal instead. When you finish a complete row here, you'll get a coin for finishing those, and then these coins go up here. When you have two coins, you can put those coins on dragons, and that will add one. Now what you're trying to do is you're trying to get more pieces of a dragon. So if you have this pattern filled on your board down here, you will turn those tokens over to show that you've used them, and then you'll replace the section of your dragon like this. You're also, whenever you take these crystals, let's say you take this yellow crystal here, this blue crystal's already taken, so I get the bonus in between them. If I take this green crystal, I get the bonus in between those and the bonus in between those. So the more of these crystals, the more bonuses you get. Many bonuses will give you these cards, which let you do all kinds of cool things, gaining a gold, removing black crystals, so some usefulness in that, changing a value of one of your dice, etc. So this is going to happen when someone has completely filled up their dragon, and by the way, these numbers go down. The easier ones over here have smaller numbers, but when someone has completely filled their dragon, and when you replace a dragon, the coins and black chips follow up on top of that. That's going to be your starting value here, but then there's going to be a tournament. Now, in the base tournament, there's going to be 3 tournaments down here, and these tournaments will often have to do with colors and the parts of the body, and players are going to use dice that they have. They're going to have dice that match the different colors of each of the 4 different tournaments being played, and they're going to see the value. So like this one, for example, takes the value of your head, and so we'll take the value of the head plus or minus bonuses plus other things. Or there's also a full tournament you can play, which will allow people to play these extra cards that they've gotten to spend tokens and do various things to manipulate it. And whoever wins these tournaments is also going to get bonus points. And you'll be adding these points to the value of your dragon, and whoever has the most points wins. So that's kind of a very, very dumbed down version of what's going on. This style's used in the big tournament, but that's sort of how the game works. I'm going to start with my rating for this game, and that rating is a 7. I like this game. But there are some mismatch. The components of this game are amazing. The artwork, phenomenal. The pieces are great. Satisfying to put those tiles in. And the mechanisms are fun. The reason this doesn't get a bigger score for me is because the tournament almost feels anticlimactic at the end of the game. Even if you play the advanced tournament, you're kind of bidding with the dials on how much you're going to go for each thing. That's fine. But the game itself is about drafting those dice and filling in the board and getting lots of bonuses and getting cards and upgrading your dragon and getting the pieces to it. I almost feel like the game could have just stopped with that instead of adding the tournament on. At the end, in the simple, I think I prefer the simple tournament because the advanced tournament adds a lot more rules and tournament cards and this and that. And I don't know that it does that much better, but you also might be dissatisfied with the basic tournament on just how little it brings out. Getting good dragon sections and upgrading them is the best part. The game is not prohibitively long. It says on here 45 to 60 minutes, and I'm telling you a good 15 minutes that's probably setting everything up and, all the pieces. But there's some neat stuff here. The idea is fun. It almost has a Harry Potter-esque look on the outside, or I guess your dragons are flying through rings of fire and things like that. But I think a lot of people will enjoy it. It almost, like I said, it just feels like there's one mechanism too many to keep it from becoming great. But as is, putting out those dice and sitting there going, oh, you put 2 black gems there, but there's also 2 other colors. I want those colors. You know I need those colors. Should I take it or not? That's good decision making. I split, you choose is always a lot of fun. And thrown in a package like this, I think it comes across well. So a 7 out of 10 for Champions of Wind and Fire.